Tuguest partners, Mr. Nyarike, the general manager, Mr. Paul Nyaga, the deputy CEO, dear partners and colleagues, AMREF staff, friends, good morning.
Good morning.
My keynote speech, as he said today, is going to be very different. I am going to speak from my heart. I am going to speak without any paper, and I'm going to give my speech to two midwives. I would like, in my speech, to call two midwives to come and speak to you about what they are doing, how they are staying, and how the training is going on. First, welcome to the launch of this walk on 8th of February. Last year's walk was really, really very touching. You made a difference. I was so impressed to see people from the private sector who in their day-to-day life are thinking about money or business or other things, coming to work for their sisters, their mothers, and their daughters. That was very touching for me, and I hope you will do the same this year. You see, I'm a privileged mother. When I got my daughters a long time ago, I was followed up in antenatal care by midwives and even a gynecologist. So my health was very good. And when I was delivering, I went to a private clinic and I got my daughters without any complication. So you and I are very privileged women and mothers. Today, because my daughters are well cared for and they have got a good education, you know, they are going to become mothers very soon. But many, on that same day, died while they were delivering their babies or during their pregnancies. If we go to Turkana or Loikitok or any places in Kenya, many mothers are dying during pregnancies and while delivering their babies because they don't know that pregnancy is a disease. So they don't think that it is a disease, so they don't have to go to the healthcare facilities when they are pregnant. So they stay home. They don't go for antenatal visits. And when the day of delivering a baby comes, they just call the traditional birth attendant or their friends or their neighbors close by, and when there is complication, they die. And they shouldn't die, because they die all the time for preventable causes. You know, they die because they bleed too much, and bleeding could be stopped. They die from a simple infection, and that infection could be cured and prevented. They die because they have high blood pressure which has not been controlled, and this could have been prevented. Or they die for simple anemia which can be corrected. But they die because they don't have a skilled midwife that has seen them during their pregnancy and that is delivering them, who is delivering them when they deliver their baby, and who can send them to the heart of the hospital when they have complication. It's so simple. It's just like that. And we can avoid that these days. We cannot continue to accept that many dies for this. Every day, 16 women in Kenya are dying because of this simple cause. And we can prevent it. In 2010, in the world, 162,000 women died because of complications during pregnancies and childbirth. We can avoid that. So, that's why we're having the Stand Up for African Mothers campaign. AMREF, as you all know, is an African international organization working in more than 35 countries in Africa. AMREF tries to find African solution for African problems with 97% of African expertise. And it is the only international organization which has a headquarters in Africa. So we believe that we can also solve our problems by finding solutions ourselves. That's why we have the Stand Up for African Mothers. And we are all standing up for African mothers. And we want to train by ourselves 15,000 midwives by 2015. And Mr. Njanga just told you that we have already done 1/3. We have trained 5,031 midwives by now. And we could do it. We could do it if we all contribute to it, and if we all fundraise for it, and if we all work toward it, we can do it. And by training 15,000 midwives, we could have so many skilled midwives in many health centers in rural areas that could help those women, like the one that I told you about a little earlier. They can be saved. So, you see, the effort you have done during your work has raised 10 million shilling. And that effort, you know, for you it was just a weekend, it was a relaxation, and you have done it very easily, but it has saved so many lives. You would have been able to train many midwives who can be there for the women who were seeking services from the health centers. The Stand Up for African Mothers is also about rural midwives who are working in a very difficult condition. And Esther Madudu, with the Ugandan midwives who have been selected for this, just got a Légion d'honneur last week from France. So we are on the right way, you know. She has become so famous now, she has become a celebrity. And we are hoping that she can get the Nobel Peace Prize by 2015. So, but who would have thought that that midwife who is working in so forgotten rural area, in difficult condition, by not even having light and using her mobile phone to deliver babies sometimes, could have a Légion d'honneur or could be seen in the world as an important lady by now. It's not only about her, it's about all midwives that are working in so difficult conditions and that who are providing care to the mothers in rural areas. So, Esther Madudu is on the right track. Esther Madudu, we hope, will be getting the Nobel Prize in 2015, but I hope all of you in this room have signed the petition. You know, you have to go to www.standupforafricanmothers.com and you have to sign that petition for her to go there with so many support from all of us, Africans and non-Africans. So it is important that Esther Madudu gets this prize, at least get the visibility, you know, for all the midwives that are working in rural area. But that campaign is also about raising funds from Africans, you know, the $1 per African. And as I told you a long time ago and even now, if all of us raise at least $1, we can save so many lives. We can address so many problems in Africa. And we can do even more than $1, you know. But we don't think that we can solve our problems. We have to do a paradigm shift in our head. You know, we are always waiting for donors from Europe and North America to come and solve our problems. But we can solve it ourselves. We can do it ourselves. Because donors are getting less and less. It is now about thread, not aid. So depending on donors is going to finish in some time. And we Africans are no more rich. Africa's economy is growing. So while Africa's economy is growing, while our businesses are flourishing, we are also becoming richer. And we can support our health development, and we can solve many of our problems. That is why we're having the Stand Up for African Mothers. And while going through this campaign, we have found partners like Chase Bank. Chase Bank has been the first to come to us and say, we will partner with you for Stand Up for African Mothers, and we commit for the coming 3 years, every year 15 million Kenyan shilling. And they have done it. We are now beginning the 3rd year. They have done it. Most of the time, when you have this kind of partnership, it starts, but it doesn't continue, or sometimes it stops in the middle. No, they were committed, they have done it, and they have even added this work by involving all of you. And I hope that most of the businesses will follow this example and do the same like Chase Bank. And you know, many donors, when they give you some money, they come and nag you every day. You know, we want the report this way, we want to audit you, we want to do this, But between Chase Bank and ourselves, there is trust. They know AMREF is delivering. We report to them every year all the details of the fund that they are giving us, and we trust each other. We work together like real partners. And that's really very important, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Chase Bank for being a real partner for us. And I hope others will follow. We need many other Chase Banks for health development to make progress in Africa. Not only for AMREF, you know, it's for the whole of our continent. You should support health development, you should support education, you should support development in general for, of course, a win-win. Shared values, shared responsibilities. You know, you invest into the communities, you invest into the societies, and your market grows. And it's a win-win. Because without developing these societies and communities, you cannot get your market to grow. So it's a win-win, but it's also a health development by African businesses to African Health Development Organization. So thank you, Chase Bank. Let me not speak for a long time, because I have already spoken too much. So let me ask now, first, Anne Wariu, who is a training in midwifery in health quarters. And after her, Virginia and Jerry, who is a midwife in Kibera, to come and speak one after the other and tell you all about what's happening in the Stand Up for African Mothers, and also speak about their midwifery work. But before I leave, I would like to encourage all of you to come and work with us, to come and work for the mothers, to come and work for your sisters, your wives, your mothers. Because by doing this work, of course, you're doing some exercise, and it's good for health, but at the same time, you are making a difference in your sisters, mothers, and daughters. So, Anne, come and tell us about what midwifery is.